So we're going to make a 무덤한 emphasis in sugi. You know what the sugi means, right? Sugi means hands taken. And joki means kicking. Joki training. And I talked about the three areas. One we call. Did you hear about the Seon? Anybody know what the Seon means? If you don't know, you will. This actually Seon, you know it, right?
Yes, sir. Line speed.
Line speed and movement. That's the Seon. So Seon is like you can see at the Founder's first volume book here. First, the Subakto Dagon. If you look at it, the large 3 letter, you will find it. And also the Mudokan Creed, Mudokan Chara, they also indicate the sons of me. It was very emphasized, very important. So, son, this means son. This pronouns is son. Son means line. And this means so. Means speed. Me means pronounced mi, me, you know, means beauty. So that's 3 characters was emphasized about the mood of. So whenever we do Hyung training, we are also looking after the proper line, proper speed, and the beauty of the motion. What made this line, speed, and beauty is the actually it's come from the hip. You heard about that you know how to use your hip, right?
Yes.
Your instructor teach how to use your hip. So when you defensive, bring your hip in, hips back. When you offensive, hips back, and hips in. So then make your balance and then make the good techniques. That's basically the sons of me will be created by the use of your hip. So we talk about same thing, you know, because of the uniqueness of the Mudokan is the use of Hori and the Danbon systems, many of them here. But kind of you can look at the different approach. What the founder used to say about the importance of sons of me in our training is it means you should really use the hip to create the line and the speed and beauty. That's what this means. So actually, even though if you see any of the technique, you see that like hadan maki is hori turn will create the line, and the hori turn creates speed. You see. And then if you all kind of mix harmonies together, it gives you a good beauty. So that's what it is. And then it gives you, provide you the thinking that, okay, when I'm training away, I want to create a good line, I want to create a good speed, create a good beauty of the motion, maybe connects from here. Even the up channel keys coming here, you bring your knees up here, see? You contract, your hip pushing in, that will create a line of the motion. Creates a motion here and bring it back and then it's not only by alone like this. So a hori motion will create the line of the movement. It's every other kick the same thing. 안에서 막 그렇지 않게 contracting it, hip contract, line is expanding here. That's how the creates the line of the kick. And 비차기 same thing. Come over here, hip is open up here. That's how to create a line of the kick. You know, so all is relates to flow. Does it make any sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now whenever training, I want to really concentrate on the good line of your stance here, then you're going to hip from a hip, make the line, back leg straight, the body straight. But if you don't use your body, your upper body here, then your body might be lean here. And you lose the line, you lose the proper speed, and you lose the beauty of the motion. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So keep this in mind. Would you like to try practice a little bit?
Yes, sir.
I know you didn't do warming up, you know. But we're gonna do it slow, really concentrate. Okay, I'm gonna 하단 맞기 and thinking that my hip, you visualize the hip. Hip is turned, creates the motion. Hip turning back here, creates the technique. So they try to find a good harmony between your thinking, your mind, thinking about the direct hip, and then complete motion. If it comes all together, then I think if you can feel kind of sense of beauty of what you're taking. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, would you like to try that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's try that. Everybody, see, 유상. You can see, oh, that's noodle. You can see that, right? But another one, preserving what you have to preserve. More internal, more like not a tangible thing. Picture, we need to preserve the 5 noodle values. You know the 5 noodle values? Name one. Children, name one. It's important, you know that? You know that to preserve the noodle identity is important. Huh?
They're on the outside of the building, so I was hoping that they would notice this. Every one of them.
Oh, outside the building. Yes. Name one.
Sir.
Technique, very, very good. Technique, yes. What else? 5 noodle body, yes. Philosophy, yes, very, very good. What else? Yes. History, excellent. What else? We need 2 more. Yes.
Tradition.
Tradition. Good. Tradition. Thank you. What else? Last one. Always. Yes. That's key concept. Courage is the force of the key concept. Courage is part of what is belong. What is it? We need to go. What is that? Yes. Yes. Perfect. Discipline and respect. That's the 5. Discipline and respect. That's 5 over there, right? Technique, philosophy, history, tradition, discipline, and respect. Those are the 5 noodle bodies. Those, we have to preserve this in order to really preserve our identity through the generation. Picture and 5 noodle bodies. You know why the 5 noodle body is so important to us? Do you know why? Huh? Because you know why it's important, you know? But we want to be a little more specific about it. That's why. That's why it's important. You know why? Because we talk about this technique, philosophy, history, tradition, and discipline and respect. Even you go other places, in other schools, we teach discipline and respect. Yes, we teach the history, we teach the, they say that. But to me, I think for us it's very important. For them, it's a little different. They're just talking sometimes, many of the cases. For us, it's very, very important. You know why? You want me to explain to you why?
Yes, sir.
Founder, he used to say, scholar people study, they begin with the study book, and then left in theory, leave the theory, people they can learn, scholars, right? That's it. The mood of practitioner have to begin with action, and then leave the theory. Actually, founder's whole life has become his theory for us to learn, actually. His action left the theory. So that's what he used to say. The action is very important. Now, without that action, that's not a mudo. Without action, that's not a mudo. If you study the book, then you become a scholar. We talk about mudo practitioner. So let's think about this. How about use of hori? Usually, all your senior knows that there's any other place they talk about use of hip like we did. It's that standardized and system. What is the use of hori means? Use of hori means a technique. Techniques come from there. And because of that technique is a picture we are able to see in the past. What about the Subakdo name? Subakdo name is come from the history. The founder say, Subak means like watermelon. In Korea at that time, you see, we used to call Damsudo a long time ago, and the founder found a Subak name in Chinese character is our traditional martial art name. So we used the name Subak. At that time, many of the students said, "Sir, how could you say we are saying watermelon? It sounds like watermelon." But he said, "No, the history is important. You should name the history." That's how we adopt the Subakdo name. So, I don't think any other martial art instructor at that time, they go favor for the Subakdo. We choose the Subakdo because of historical connection. That's the action. Here's the Subakdo name. And traditions. When I first started training when I was 7 years old, we all had the one uniform to spend. We don't have any trim. But 1974, they started having first trim in the middle. So whenever we go to train for the demonstration, we are identified with the trim. A lot of people think we made it for look good at the time. But actually, the Goguryeo dynasty, which is 1500 years ago, Goguryeo dynasty, the general martial art practitioners, they used to wear the trim uniform. So he said, bring the tradition, you wear the tradition, so that you appreciate and always remember tradition is important in the martial art. So, Dobok tree. And the Danbon system, right? Danbon. When you become a Dan member, you award the Dan number. Okay, that shows the founder, 24 student, back in 1948, long time ago. First student, the most senior student, you Dan number 1. Next senior, Dan number 2, and so on. So Dan number become a kind of a discipline, and also show the respect to the senior. So that tradition is carried all the way up to today. But not any other martial art organization, they hold the system like we have as a Danbon system. Danbon system, so is actually, it's a reflection of the discipline and respect. So we have Danbon system. And then we have a philosophy. We talked about the Mudo value, Eiki concept, all the founders, Mudo Chora publication is all important philosophy he actually demonstrated. So, Now, why it's so important is not here. It's like the use of Hari and the name Subak, the Tobak is alive with us in our action, in the history. Because our action, what it creates a more theory. So why is it spelling theory? This action builds up the theory, which is become the theory is 5 legal value. That's what's important. We create a theory. But what about the taekwondo, for example? They say, oh, we teach the history. Ask the Muslim instructor, who is your instructor? They know their instructor, but they don't know who's their instructor's lineage. Is that the history?
No, sir.
It's because that's not powerful. That's not powerful. They said, oh, we do this discipline respect. Maybe certain way, they do that. But actually, in the system itself, taekwondo is like a sport. Whoever junior win beat your senior, they kind of this discipline respect becomes in danger. They actually have a lot of conflict because of it. So actually in the action and war, it doesn't work together. Why so important for us? Because this action, we did it and built the theory. That's why 5 motor value is so important. And also, even though generation change, we may not communicate with your computer in other technical aspect, but we can communicate through the 5 motor value throughout the generation. We can still talk about the respect, discipline, regardless generation. We can still talk about history. We can still talk about the philosophy. So these are the very strong, very important fact of to communicate through the generation. That's why this 5 motor value, which is our theory, through confirmation, and the picture, preserving it, I think this is the way we should continue to preserve the Mudokan identity through generation. Do I understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I have but sometimes because some of the young users, they may not know that, but some of the senior members knows that, Mudokan picture is there. But sometimes, our some not good thinking in some of the members, they try to adopt a different martial, different kind of jujutsu, maybe those kind of picture. Who are they? His name is Mr. Papa. He doesn't look like Mr. Papa. But something else. It's one identity. If your identity is Mr. Papa, that's him. That's his presence. That's who you respect him. That's how we know it. That's how we communicate our relations. But if a different person, else the relationship become shaky. So that's why identity is important. We are the mood of one picture. Please remember, preserve the picture, preserve the 5 mood. Once you start mixing it in all the other areas, although we have a good value here, we not doing good for our senior men, for our history. That's what we done to preserve this. So that's the I want to communicate to you. You are a very dedicated student. I hope your Papa Sabonim say that you are a very special group of people. Whole value to supporting the Dojan in here. So that's why I think it's important for me to talk with you, okay, about your identity. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
even though young, we can do a lot of things. Time was maybe another 5-10 years later you're gonna be going big, See? These days, younger generation, they know more than when I was young. Yes, you are much able person. But this is my gonna be communicating with you.
Mr. Scott.
I think this is done this part is done.
Whoa. What happened there?
Okay, and I have one more thing, the last thing. This is something I want to be ask you to do that. This is for your support in participating. But say I'm going to do it later. I'm going to little more workout. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And by knowing this, how about we do this some? Since you have some youngsters, let's do some jumping exercise.
Yes, sir. Sir.
I know you go like this. That means you want to do that, right? When you're jumping, you gotta really jump. Okay? Anyone can have some kind of difficulty knee or area. I don't want you to. You're gonna modify. Just gonna bring knee or something else.
Yes, sir.
Do you have some bamboo stick here?
Yes, sir.
I need some bamboo stick make me jump. You know what the 신축 means? 신축. What's 신 mean? What's 신축? 신축. You know Yonggi College, right? That's one of the key concepts. This is one of the key concepts. 신축. 신축. You should know 신축. You don't know 신축 means? Actually, it explained to a shin means relaxation, chuk means tension. Just when you punch, relaxation. When you punch, tension here, that's a shin chuk. Another word, the shin means expansion, chuk means contraction. The paper is like the paper all expanding, expanding, crushed together. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you're jumping, I want you to think about Shinchuk exercise. When you're jumping up on the air, you imagine yourself like a chuk, contract. And when you kick, expansion, expand. That's what you think. Okay? So one of the picture over here. This is the picture. Can you see? What do you think at this point? You think it is a contraction or expansion? Contraction or expansion? This one. Contraction, right? Contraction. In order to be contracted, what happens? Your knee has to be down or knee has to be up. For better contraction.
Up, sir.
Knee has to be knee almost touch the. You see the knees almost touch the body, chest.
Yes, sir.
That's good construction. And then from there, when you keep body will expand, expansion. So contraction and expansion is a very important part of your jumping. Okay. There's a different, but there are three basic way of the jumping. One is both your ground at the same time. One is going to alternate. One is going to push off to kick. That's three different way. We're going to do. What I'm going to do. You're going to like jump here like that, and then when I count, the both knees touch on your chest like you see the picture.
Sir.
Sure. If If not, what happens? I'm going to swing the. So if your knee doesn't come up, what happens? Your foot is hanging down, right?
Yes, sir.
Then what's going to happen? It's going to, you make a little. Huh? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Stand up and warm
Sir.
up. Just loosen up a little bit. I know you're about just feet kind of loosened up and you. Line alternating. Could you two ways welcome this way, please? Two ways.
Sir. Wait.
And could you move down this way?
Sir.
Are you warmed up? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anyone have a really difficult time to jumping? That's okay. Then you do try any kind of. Anybody else who cannot go? Okay, just like that. When I 하나, you bring your both knees up, touch your chest. Ready? 하나. Try think about, say, 축 as you do that. Bring up any moment of tension, you're gonna 축. Ready? 둘. 셋. 넷. 다섯. 여섯. 일곱. Should I swing those?
Yes, sir.
하나. 네. 둘. 네. 셋. Rather than try to avoid your foot, how about bring your knee up to the chest? Almost kick to your own chest. ready, 셋. 넷. 다섯, 여섯. Knee up to the chest. 일곱. Knee up to the chest. Ready? 하나. That's better. Okay. 하나. Knee up. If you knee up high enough, you cannot make a jump again. That's a good ready. Ready? Continue. 하나. 둘. 셋. knee up to the chest. 하나. 쿵추야. 하나. 연을 느끼요. 하나. You really got to knee up high so they can get power. Okay, this time, as you knee up, your body's gonna body tilted to the side. When you try to do that, your knee up, your body tilted to the side, just like in the picture.
Yes, sir.
For facing it. Front That's good. Knee up, but tilt your body to the side. Okay? Everyone understand that?
Sir.
Okay, how about spotting with you facing that side?
Sir. Sir.
Ready? 하나. wish I could demonstrate, but can I see the green belt?
Yes.
자, Can I have to over here? And I say, three, 하나. Try knee closer. You gotta contract so that you have to expand here. 둘. And think of in your mind, I'm going to expand. From that point, I'm going to expanding it. Okay? three, 셋.
Other side.
Okay, from here, both knee up and then kicking. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to swing, so you got to put knee up first. 하나. Okay? Let's try. You know, actually, I was in the Euro camp in summer in Spain. A lot of youngsters, they have members for the Greece and Argentina. There are young member camps, so they like to jump. I did this, you know, swing and then jumping over the kick. So we can do that. Let's try. Ready?
Set. Sure.
Just so much easier to lift it back here to do really around. Yeah.
Just two. 둘. So when you do that one more time, 셋. Your knee and foot should be front, almost, even though front has been tilted this way as you jump in.
Yes.
Good. Good. And then you're going to kick it. First, shoot first and then extension. Huh. That's good. You must do it.
Yeah.
둘.
The two boy approach.
뭐?
Yeah, work on
셋.
that. And you can't jump so much.
It's not bad. 또 스위치네. 셋. 인티미디어. 하나. 둘. 포. 네. 킥 all the way. 하나. good. You turn him over. That's pretty good. 둘. turn him. That's good. That's good. Anybody else want to try? You want to be a good mood of some. Sometimes as you jump here, both your knees comes back here. What do you think? You know, but then your foot goes out this way. This is side kick, another side, right? Bring up your in front here. What happens when you kick? Come on direct. Straight up. The more goes down. So, let's get everybody stand up, please.
Set. Sure.
How about let's go turn the hip a little more. Okay, see your knee not coming over half, eh? Let's start with your knee a little higher. Okay, bring your knee up a little higher. Okay, knee up higher. Okay. Good. Good. Oh, good. Okay. Three more.
Sorry.
Good. If you can turn it a little longer, relaxing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, turn it a little more.
Any jump?
Knees in. Good. Good. you gotta work on. Good. Good. The knee up higher. It's just knee very well. Good. 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 Good.
Remember, you can step one.
Alhamdulillah used to make a lot of jump. You know? You should do that. Any questions so far? Okay. So these are the next area is something I'd like to ask you to participate in, you know, as a dedicated member in the Dojang in here. The three areas. The first one is the Mudo Kwan Jeongshin, Mudo spirit. You know, Jeongshin means a spirit. Right? So you always maintain your good spirit. The spirit is can you see the spirit?
Yes, sir.
You cannot see that, right? Or you can somehow you can see the spirit. How you see it? The philosophy. Something about nice philosophy really influenced my mind. I hear some of the philosophy, wow, really motivates and influence your mind. The mind forms intent. The intent, they inspire the action. See? Then when you see this action, this is the action, you can see the spirit is there. The Buddha spirit. So in old days, our seniors say that so and so the David has a very good Buddha spirit. Peter is his spirit is so how could you say that? Because they can see it and measure through the action. His action actually, so it comes from the good philosophy, then that's a good Buddha spirit in your action. But sometimes the action can be influenced by something else, not through philosophy. Then this action may not a good Mudo action, Mudo spirit. Did it make any sense to you? You understand?
Yes, sir.
Something you hear about good philosophy, something you never thought about it, you really enlightened. So what happened? You really influence about the philosophy. They influence your mind. Then your mind starts thinking, oh, I'm going to do this. You know? You hear about it, you're really impressed. So then you form the intent. When you intend, when you have intent, then you want to try carry into the action. So when you action, always think about that. Your action is really what is influenced by. Influenced by the philosophy, that is known as the Mudo, the carry the good Mudo spirit. So this is like a life. It's your life. The spirit is a life. When you stay, you always in your mind, in my action. You measure your action, the way you inspire the body. That gives you a good life, the Muda. So if all you have the good Muda spirit in your action, then our life is good life, good Muda life. That's what first thing I would like to ask. Maybe children are a little bit difficult to understand. Right? That means it's simply is that, or you heard about your instructor say, you know, yonggi. You know, yonggi means what? Yonggi means
Courage, sir.
courage, right? Yonggi means courage. So it's something like, oh, my instructor say, whatever you try, do that. Don't be afraid. Always think about, yes, I can do it. That kind of attitude, rather than I don't know I can do it. Even though you're different, yes, I can do that. You know, and you try that, it really comes out much easier than you think. And if you have that attitude, 용기 attitude. So how your instructor with the 용기 explanation, how really inspire about that, you really make you, thinking about this. And you should practice it. Then with action, when you, for example, like whenever I turn off the key up here, I always lose my balance. So next time you're going to worry about losing your balance. But this I'm going to 용기. Even though I lose my balance, I'm going to do that. And you make a good stance here, and it comes out a lot more stronger than you think. Then, that action, and then you carry the good mood of spirit. The 용기 help you to influence the explanation from the instructor. It help you to thinking about 용기, and you really practice that, and you have a good outcome. And then sometimes you go to the birthday party, you don't want to go because if there's no one, I don't know anybody right there. But I'm going to show my good 용기. My teacher, my instructor told me good 용기 to participate, facing someone comfortable, just be there, show the 용기. So you go there, you meet a nice people, you have a good time, you come back. What is that? That's your action to carry the mood of spirit. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you're going to apply about the philosophy. So if you all, what you learned, what your teacher, instructor teach in the class, carry on, then you are full of a spirit for the mood. That's good thing. All the listens, then come to the action. That's what I would like to ask you to be. Okay, everybody?
Yes, sir.
The second thing I would like asking is the term honoring the past, creating the future. You know what does it mean? Honor the past. Past means the history. Your grandparents, your parents, your elder brother or sister, your living past. You honor them, you respect them. At the same time, creating the future, who care about the future, like you, for me, to you, your future. Creating the future. How? By teaching you, to explain to you what is good for, what is not good for, so they can create you for the future, good generation. That's what this means. Creating the future, honoring the past for all of you, honoring the past, and creating our senior will creating the future by teaching, by helping you. I think this is very important. So, I had when I went to place, even when I was in Korea, we had a Mudokan Togo, and we go there, people treat me very nice. And sometimes they respect me. But sometimes we're thinking that, they respect me because I'm doing a good, I'm a good, and it become your mind thinking, forget the past. Because the people going to show the respect is because the respect is not only from me, his respect is come from the past, our founder or the seniors. So we should appreciate the identity that came with the respect and credibility built by the past. So whenever I walk here, then I already carry all the respect and credibility built by our founder, many of seniors. So when you have the exchange, they see me through that credibility. So if you're thinking about that, when you share the bow together, you and me, when you bow, I should take your bow to pass through me to all up to the founder, to the past. And when you receive me bow, when you receive my bow, you should carry that bow from the history all the way down to the next generation. So that you are the responsible later on to taking care of your next generation. Right?
Sir.
This is a longevity. That's how our life is there. We're going to continue. Not only this is that life, we make a longevity. This essence for the longevity of our in the future. to support our generation of the leadership and bow to the art. When you bow each other, you physically bow, but invisible connection from past to the future. Okay? So
Yes, sir.
they will give us a good longevity with our art. That's the second thing I ask. So your mind is always in attitude. Lastly, last is the visibility. You know the START program? Everyone know what the START program is? I think you are actually taking the START program too. START program is shared art. It's shared S-T-A-R-T. So this means like shared art program. So I think you probably heard from Federation the START program. That means shared art program. So whenever you have opportunity, go teach. You 사범, Papa 사범, what rank do you start to teach?
I was first go, so.
Yeah, the first school you start teaching.
Mm.
So you should be able to know the shared art for strengthen our dojang membership. Even you go, if you cannot teach, you go out, you talk about the dojang, what a great place you can be, to learn, become a better person. And bring the student here, we are build up the more membership here, your studio getting grow stronger, right? So if you really keep in your mind, if you don't think, you don't do that. If you think, influence, then you get into the action. Talk to them. Friend and neighbors, bring the student, your student. So if you have more members in the studio, then we will be strengthened. It's much better for our visibility of our art. So find Mudo value. A lot of people they don't know about that. You can show them because that's good for their betterment. For their character development. So this is my goal asking. So first is through always maintain the good Mudo spirit. What you learn from your school, bring into the action. The philosophy, not action by the kicking and punching. You know, hurt somebody, your friend kicking and punching, right? You want to be, action, the philosophy, all the things we talk about. That's what I like. You always in your mind there. Second thing is always honoring the past and creating the future. So we can have a good longevity. And then we have always the visibility of how we can make it more better visible. How we can make more people, community involved in our art. So we make a visibility. The more members we have better energy to be able to support our life and art and become longevity. So this is more like energy part. So this is my request to you for community. Could you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For the Mudok one?
Yes, sir.
What was the first one? You gotta remember this, to do that. First is 무도 정신. Everybody say 무도? 무도 means mind, 정신, is spirit. Okay? That means whatever I do, I would like bring to action. Or the 무도 philosophy which you learn, action. So this 무도 정신 in your action. Everybody one more time. 무도 정신. First one. What's the second one?
Honoring the past,
Honoring the past,
creating the future.
That's nice. Honoring the past, about what already the past is done. Even you're at home, honoring your parents, honoring your grandparents. They will create new by teaching and nurturing you. Always has a similar nature. The last one is visibility by sharing the art. That's something I would like to just you to support. I feel this is it's important for me to share with you about our identity, how to preserve our identity through the generation change, why we need to do that. Based on that, what I would like to ask you to do. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much for
감사합니다.
coming here to taking this class with me. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Actually, just a request. Would you sign the bottom of that one?
This one?
Yes, sir. Because I've called Universal Dibs on that. I'm going to keep that.
So I want the lines to be beautiful.
If you would, sir, sign the bottom of this, it would be awesome.
Today is the
23rd.
September?
Yes, sir, September 23rd.
September 23rd?
Third, yes, sir.
Already.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Like you have, first time I met your instructor. Went down to test. Idan or Kyosa?
Joseph.
Kyosa test. It's a central test.
1989.
Back in probably late 80 or early
1989, sir.
Huh?
1989.
1989. And I tried to get up, I happened to see that we have every call, they have a different test going on. I happened to see his testing. But he was impressed with me when he say, when he present himself and do that. So, wow, who is that man? And I never met you before. And maybe I met you, but I never recognized each other.
Yes, sir.
And then, and there was during Papa song. Back in 89. That's a long time ago, right? What year you born? 1989 is way before this. And I was was expectation, and since then he came over here. He kept the Mudokan Academy, and really one of the major influence in this area to keep up with our really Mudokan picture and Mudokan philosophy until life now through God.
Thank you, sir.
I think that's a nice connection. And also I think I love Mrs. Stanhope. You
Yes,
did
sir.
a good job.
Yes, sir.
Together, so I'm very proud. So I think you should deserve much stronger than it is now. Let's work together to make it. Yeah?
Sure.
Let's do that too. Right? 감사합니다.
감사합니다.